Hey guys, what's up? It's Darren. Today is, like I said in the intro, it's Thursday. So I'm gonna do a little Throwback Thursday. I'm gonna start doing that each week. Tell you a little story about us. Yeah, how we became to where we are now. Uh, Met my wife 2010. Met on MySpace. Yeah, I know there's no more MySpace anymore. It's all Facebook now. Anyways, met on MySpace, hit it off right away. First day I started talking to her, I asked her out. She said yeah. So we dated a month, talking every day, all day, when I can, when I was off, even when I was at work. And at the time, I think I was working 2 jobs: daytime working construction, nighttime working at Home Depot. So we finally met in September of 2010 at her family reunion. Matter of fact, it was September 11th, 2010. When I took one look at her, I knew she was the one for me. You know, everybody, friends, some family, didn't like her. Didn't want me to be happy, and that's how I felt. Nobody wanted me to be happy. Well, I didn't care. So, we spent the day together, and I met her father, her uncle, her aunt, her whole family. Kind of shy at first, but then once we got warmed up to each other, we started realizing this was reality. So we left that day, and again, we talked day and night. I even got yelled at by my dad because I was up till 12, 1 o'clock talking to her one night. Told me to shut up and go to bed. And at the time I was living with my parents, so I didn't really have much privacy, but it is what it is. My dad and I got into it over her. She was 3 months pregnant, and he didn't want me to take responsibility for another kid that wasn't mine. But I didn't care. I loved her, and that's all that mattered to me. And I was going to raise the kid like my own. So, Dad and I got into it, and he told me to choose a girlfriend or living at my house. I said I'd choose my girlfriend. He said, then you can get your shit and get out in 2 weeks. So, I ended up walking home from Tawnytown to Union Bridge. Got my stuff while he was gone. Packed everything of mine. Not that I had much. And I left. I rode my bike all the way from Union Bridge to Westminster, Maryland. About 10, 20 miles. Called a buddy of mine up. I said, I need a place to stay. Ask your parents if I could stay with you until I could figure something out. I said, I'll even pay rent. At the time I was working at Walmart. Not Home Depot. No. It was Home Depot, yeah. So he called me back. He says, hey, he said, you can come over. So I rode my bike all the way from in town all the way down to his house. It was a long ride after pushing my bike 10 miles, 20 miles. And I moved in with him. And it was great. I mean, Sabrina came over almost every weekend. We just kept seeing each other more and more. Well, it was November 8th, 2010. I'll never forget this day. A couple days before my birthday, which is November 7th, my mom had called me and said that my Uncle Ray was in the hospital. Possible alcohol poisoning. He was a drunk, but I thought he could survive. So instead of going to see him pretty much on his deathbed, I chose to go see Sabrina for my birthday. Well, November 10th was the day that I got the call from my mom. She tells me Uncle Ray's gone. I haven't seen the man in 5 years. I can't even explain how I felt back then. I mean, I've gotten over it a little bit, but it still hits me. You know, that November 10th, right around my birthday, comes around each year. It still hits me that I missed my chance to see him. And even Sabrina gets on me about it. So, the 2 days before that, November 8th, I find out that Sabrina's grandmother died. So we both had a death within 2 days after I left on my birthday, 2 to 3 days. And I just lost it. I was planning on going to go with her to see her grandmother and be at the service and all, but with my uncle dying, I had to go see my family. And she understood that. Like I said, she told me that it was stupid to come over to the house to begin with. Should have went and seen him. And I went and spent the weekend with my family. Got to see my grandmother. Got to see my uncle, my other uncle, my cousins, and all that. Hold on a minute. Anyways, sorry about that. But after that, it just sank in each day, and I felt like crap. I felt like it was my fault that he died, and I just took the blame for it. So we continued to date, and we go inside or go play in your car. Sorry. It was January. We went through Christmas and all that, and I'm not going to get into every detail. But January 15th, 2011. Now, a couple weeks before, maybe a couple months, I had bought an engagement ring. And we were talking about getting married. But, people talk. Well, I made the move. I decided I wanted to marry her. After a couple months of dating, yeah, I know it sounds crazy. But it is what it is. So, January 15th, 2011, Sabrina has a baby shower. And I decided she was sitting at the table playing on her cell phone. I remember this like it was yesterday. And she looks at me. I take the phone out of her hand. She looks at me. She says, "Hey." I said, "What?" I got on my knees, with my one knee, and I proposed to her and asked her to marry me. She laughed for 45 minutes. Would not give me an answer. Her aunt tried to get her to circle yes or no. She circled yes. Go! So, we got engaged. Well, then I get a text from the boy I'm staying with. Go inside. And his parents want me out of the house. So I just got engaged, had no place to stay, and things were going downhill. So that's probably going to wrap it up for today's Throwback Thursday. But give me, like, I don't know, 20 likes, 30 likes, or subscribes, or something, so I can do Throwback Thursday for next week and see how we live through our lives. And it's going to get intense, I can tell you that. So that's Throwback Thursday. You guys enjoy the rest of the videos as if we post more. See ya.